Hey guys, it's Grace Pamela with Summerana.com, and I'm going to show you how to use a photo template. And this one is a watercolor template, so I'm going to show you how to customize it and add your images in both Photoshop, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to do it quickly also in Photoshop Elements. Okay, so these templates are really cute. I'm just going to show you a few examples. So like in this one, I'll show you how you can get rid of this hazy part, how to edit the text and the splatter, the clipping mask, adding the images, and all that fun stuff. These images are by Tracy Joy Photography, which is, they work perfectly for these templates. It's super cute. Okay, so when you open a photo template, um, it will look like this. And what this is there's a print guide as well as some instructions here for you. This just helps you keep all of your important things inside here so that when you send it to a printing company, um, it will keep all the important things here just to make sure it doesn't get um, cut off. Okay, so when you're done reading this, you can turn this little eye off here and that will hide it. You definitely don't want to flatten your template with that on. So yeah, you can just hide it and then you can turn it back on if you want to check to make sure your guide is still within the lines. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you can see here they're kind of split up. So guide, design, text, like working with the text of the template, and background. So you can kind of see they're organized in a way that you can decipher what to edit. And we keep these layers here so you can have full range of what you want to do. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is add an image. So I'm going to grab this image, I'm going to drag it over. Okay, so when it's here, it's not going to go automatically in there unless it's in the right spot. So we want to drag the image below to this clipping mask, so under here. Now you'll see that it's clipped down. If for some reason it's not clipped down or you accidentally get it so it's not clipped or something like that, all you really got to do is make sure it gets clipped down so you can right click and go to create clipping mask. And then that way you'll know you'll have full control over how to do it just in case something happens with the template. Okay, so once it's in here, you're going to want to make sure you don't have these harsh lines here. So what you want to do is go to Edit and Free Transform. And then this little lock here will hold it so it doesn't get all distorted like that. You don't want that to happen. So what you want to do is select this, and then it will be able to resize without getting distorted. Or you can hold Shift or Command on your keyboard, and that will also help with that. Okay, so if you want to, if it works, some images might not work so well. So this one has a lot of space around, so it works pretty well when we have it like this. But you can see down here the splatters aren't fully covered. So there's a few ways around this. One, you can just make it bigger until it fits all the way around and you can see that it's not going to do anything. And then select the check mark. Or another thing you can do if you want a little more space is you can do it something like this. Select the check mark, and then you can play with the image to kind of extend it. So one thing you can do is grab your rectangular marquee tool and then just kind of grab the bottom part and then go to, and remember I'm on the image layer, so make sure you're on the image. And go to right click, free transform, and then holding the shift key, you can kind of extend that down. Since you're not going to see much of it anyways, it kind of works to do that. And then of course you can do the same thing up here, as well as on the sides if you wanted to. So yeah, that's one way that you can do it. And then you have a little bit more of image to work with. Otherwise, another thing you can do too, I'm just going to go back up here. That works. Okay, so another thing you can do too is you can add like a color from around that's like in the image. So you can select here and then select a similar color or any color you want really. You can make it all different colors if you wanted to. And you can kind of fill it in. That's another way that you can do it. Otherwise, you can switch up the color as you're going for like the different parts, or maybe you wanted like a blue in there or something, maybe around the edges, adding a little bit more color. Um, so yeah, you can add that, or another way you can do it. I just want to make sure you guys have all the ways that you can do it. Another way you can do it is taking the cloning tool here, the clone stamp tool, and then you can grab a part of your image, so like right here, and then you can kind of clone that on. And then the same thing down here. This one might take a little more time. This option might take a little bit more time, but depending on your image, you might want to spend a little more time so it's perfect. Okay, so those are all the ways that you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and move it up a little bit. There we go. So you can go ahead and do that. So once you have your image in there, you can go ahead and play with other things. You can take away the hazy effect, the watercolor splatter. You can mess with that and make it bigger or smaller or move it around. You can also change the color of it by double clicking this color box here, and then you can select any color that you like in the image. And then the next thing you can do also is go into the text. Now the font, if you wanted this font but you wanted to change it up, you can double click here and you can just copy and paste that into your browser and it will let you go download it. It's free for commercial use, so you'll be able to use that font. Otherwise, you can use any font that you like to use and change it up if you'd like. And if you don't want the text at all, you can just hide that and then you don't have to have the text. And then you can also change the color of the text as well to whatever color you think you might like. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about any of this at all, and if you get stuck or anything, please feel free to always reach out to us. We are always happy to help. Okay, so here's another example. I'm just going to show you really quick. Sometimes you might get like too much on their face, or maybe you have somebody's face like up here. So a way to do that is you select the heart, which is right here, and you grab a soft brush, so soft round, and hardness is at 0. And then you select D on your keyboard and it'll revert it back to the black and white. And you want the black color. And my opacity is at 100. Of course, you can adjust that though. And then you can go ahead and erase it off of your subject's face or wherever you want. So let's say you just don't really want it here. Then you can lower the opacity and kind of make it a little less hazy. Or let's say you want to adjust the heart shape itself. You can always go in and adjust it however you think is best. Okay, so all of the other templates are just the same as this. You can do it on all of them. There we go. That's the tutorial for Photoshop. Now I'm going to open it in Photoshop Elements. Okay, so in Photoshop Elements, it's pretty much the same thing. You can go ahead and select the eye here, and that will get rid of your print guide. And then here, we're going to drag our image down here. So what you can do is go up to File and then Place. And then you can go ahead and select your image and select Place. And then, of course, you're going to want it to be smaller, but you can adjust this again later if you want to. And then hit the green check mark here. And then you're going to want to make sure it's clipped down. So go to create clipping mask if you need to. Sometimes it'll clip, sometimes it'll be weird on you. So that's why I want you guys to know how to do it. So release clipping mask and clip mask. Okay, so to transform your image, you're gonna go click on your image and go to image, transform, and free transform. And you're gonna hit this box here to constrain proportions. Or you can also use the shift key, shift or command key on your keyboard. And then that way you'll be able to adjust it as you need to. Select the check mark. Okay, and then the same thing here. You can go to your brush, select a soft brush, and then you can go to brush settings, and that's where you can select the hardness of your brush. And then you can select your color here and make sure you're on your image. It's just taking off the smart layer. Then you can adjust the brush to your liking. And you can go ahead and fill it in. I'm going to adjust the opacity here. So same thing, you can color it all in, you can change up the color, all that fun stuff if you'd like. So another thing you can do also is to take your rectangular marquee tool and you can adjust that. And select the check mark. Then you can do the same thing all around. So those are the different ways that you can do it. You can also do the clone tool by selecting an area in your image and then going up. So that's how you can do that. And then you can also adjust the colors and all the same stuff in the other ones. You can adjust, take off the text, you can adjust the color. Totally up to you and what you want to accomplish and achieve. There you go. And then when you're done, you can go ahead and flatten and save. And that's how you edit the templates in Photoshop Elements. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you guys will enjoy the templates. Okay, bye guys.